You hear them a little bit in the background. They're starting to show up. It's Serbia versus Indonesia, and the loser is out. Loser is, and will technically be the first one out of the tournament, so 15th place, if you will. Again, we've now seen both these teams play. Again, kind of unknowns, certainly in the world of pro Counter-Strike Go, in the sense of all the circuits we're always on and all the what we're normally watching. So, initial thoughts now that you've kind of seen both teams play a little bit.
I mean, it's easy to say just from the scoreline that the Serbian team looked better because they legitimately not only won rounds against the Swedish team, but they had more rounds where they were competitive even, and they could have gotten more. So they could have maybe gotten up to double digits. I think it's shared for what's on the screen there. So, meanwhile, the guys from Indonesia, the problem is their rounds didn't feel as impactful because they'd essentially already been completely wrecked on the first half and on the easier side. So it felt like their rounds were almost concessions and that Germany was always going to win that game. So at the moment, I'm feeling like Serbia should be favored here. But with that said, obviously they were playing different opponents and different levels of opponent, perhaps. So it'll be hard to tell in the actual match.
Yeah, trying to contextualize the result here is going to be very difficult because I think Indonesia had a much tougher opponent. I think Germany will go further in the tournament. I think they got a better, stronger roster than Sweden has. Like, all due respect to the Swedes that are in there, I think Germany has a lot more firepower. That said, I feel in terms of international experience, Serbia has that international experience. They've had players that have gone to events before and played against teams and at European events and stuff. So I think Serbia have got this.
Time out, folks. The game has gone live. Let's go right to the casters. Jackie Keinheit, take it away.
Bye.
And I believe Serbia have won the pistol round. Let's hear it for Serbia.
Oh, man. Keinheit, that was like a 2-second round. How was he so quick onto the site?
That's how good these Serbians are.
They've got production strats.
Got to take us away for round number 2.
Yeah, so let's see how they're going to do. Of course, Serbia somehow being able to win the first round. I bet that was interesting. But let's see if Indonesia now are going to be able to come in as a wall, or if Serbia are just going to roll straight through, of course, with the better weapons here. You wouldn't expect Indonesia to be able to really do much just with the pistols in hand, but they have gone for the Tech 9, so could be going for a little bit of a shock and awe-style play here. Very fast stuff, straight towards B. Not actually going slow through app, so they will be aware. It's not a contact play, even. They are going very quickly. Slowing things down now, but Serbia might be aware.
Yeah, Axel has this submachine gun and Emmy with the B as well, but Indonesia looking to unlock this B bomb site, but the submachine guns are going to mow them all down, but Indonesia reply with 2 kills of their own. The bomb will get planted. Kassad's going to get nailed in the face, wandered into this B bomb site all by himself, and now it's a 2 versus 2.
Situation, FLX trying to hold him back, firing away. He won't be able to suppress them, and they have been able to bust into the site, beat the defense, and they will defuse.
Kassad had me worried. You know, in my opinion, he should have waited for the rest of his teammates, for the rest of the troops to join him in before trying to retake that B bomb site by himself, and he got nailed in the face with the Tech 9. Or we know how strong it is. We know why people call it the Rec 9. And then he left his teammates in a 2 versus 2 situation, which could have been avoided because the bomb was always going to go down. But that's one side. At least Serbia still managed to win the round in the end. 2-0.
Indonesia now, of course, with the extra bit of cash, they are able to splash going in with the AK. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to take this round, if they're going to take it just by absolute storm, or just really slow play here, allow Serbia to make the first mistake and bring the frags to them. Fairly default setup here, everyone just watching their angles. Su over at mid, getting ready for a push, but Kassad won't be doing anything like that because he's now dead, instantly railed. His head has gone rolling off, Karam.
Yeah, Indonesia, they got the bomb plants, they've gone for the early buys, and we can already start seeing the AK-47s reaping the rewards for the Indonesians. Maybe, just maybe, if they can get one more kill here, Jackie, they might be able to get the bomb down on one of these bomb sites.
Yeah, they're looking very crisp, charging their way through connector, caught in the crossfire though, and they will get picked off, but FLX able to do the trade fairly efficiently. That's not too bad, but things aren't looking too great on the A site. It's an absolute Mexican standoff.
It is 3 versus 2. Razor in a brilliant position to manage to get the Serbians from behind. He is going to deal the damage, and he is going to get the frag onto one of the last 2 remaining Serbians. It's going to be MI all by himself now to try and clutch in this 2 versus 1. That bomb's ticking, Jackie, and he's got to get a move.
Yeah, he has to speed things up here, and FLX in a nice position. Of course, Frost Misty there as well, holding the tight angle, able to just spam away at him and pick him off with ease.
Yeah, solid stuff. And Mirage, obviously, we didn't have time to discuss Mirage as a map due to how quickly we got into the game, but it's all about set pieces. On paper, very CT-sided map. Normally 10-5, 9-6 of the CTs is what you expect, but I guess with these 2 sides, who knows what might happen. And Serbia, despite going 2-0 up. They've been forced back down onto pistols now, thanks to losing that force buy up from Indonesia due to planting the bomb. They had the AKs, they won the all-important round, and this is their chance to even it up at 2-2.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, with that short smokes, they've got a lot more leeway at mid to try and get out here. It's gone well for them. They've got a lot of mid control now. Frost Misty has worked his way through low as well, of course. We do see one player hiding away at window on the back right corner, just biding his time for the smoke to fade to potentially get some information or a frag if he's lucky enough. And Frost really risking it all here, very close to the CT, but as he realized Kassad is that nearby, rails him in the head, luckily, as they go into contact with each other.
Yeah, Axel, he's going to spot the man going into connect, and I think they're going to try and join in on the action as a team, try and gang up against Frost, and well, there we go. Kinga with the headshot straight onto Frost, but that bomb has been planted on B, and Serbia here just trying to deal as much damage as they can do, force the Indonesian players into force buying up as many AKs come the next round, and it is going to be 2-2.
Good stuff from either sides there, and equalising the score is just what they needed to do. They have to keep this ball rolling, though. We can't see them slipping up now.
No, this is where Serbia really needs to step things up. Money's obviously going to be tight. And Indonesia, they're starting to build bank on this more cheaper terrorist side. But there's a smoke that will land just at the top of Cap. Kassad, the man who's watching mid. He hasn't had too much luck in this area so far, Jackie, but hopefully he can switch things around. Kinga's gone very aggressive in Palace. He's going to get so much information here, and he might be able to actually get behind the Indonesian players, preparing for a potential A push.
I mean, this is the thing as well. The information over at mid hasn't been great for Kassab with the smoke there blocking him off, but they will realise, surely as they get behind, King will relay what's going down as soon as he spots that bomb. Interesting to see if he's going to go for the straight push through T-spawn. No, actually working his way towards ramp. This is going to be really big for the CTs here on the A defense, but they've got to realise they're getting pincered from either side. The players working towards connector. Kassad has to go huge here.
Yeah, the smokes catapult down on towards the A-bomb side, but so do the M4 bullets as they rain down onto the Indonesians. Fantastic play from Kinga, who flanked from behind. And it makes you wonder, why wasn't anyone from Indonesia watching? We casted the Indonesian game before this, and we said, that Razor was their main man, but he did, in fact, get killed there in the end.
I mean, that's the thing, that slight communication mistake there from behind. If someone would have been ready for the angle, just watching behind, just in case the apps push had been played, no one inside of apps to be alert of this. And it's really unfortunate for them. They've been capitalized due to it. Kassab there can put full focus onto connector, so when they went for the pincer-style play, it just didn't work out for them. They were able to get taken down from behind.
Well, the thing is, they had so many men focused towards that A-bomb site. It makes you ask the question, why wasn't someone, just watching from behind? Didn't they anticipate that someone may have watched Palace? I mean, it's very easy to look at it from our standpoint and say, should have done this, should have done that. But really, at this level, you can't afford to make mistakes like that. And even though, obviously, a lot of people are underestimating Serbia, there's a lot of experience on this Serbian side, especially someone like Kassad, who's been around for many, many years. So Indonesia, they've got to tighten things up, but it's still early days.
Yeah, that's true as well. I mean, Indonesia, of course, we saw they are fairly strong usually on that T side. It seemed from what we saw before, when they've got a little bit more freedom to really be able to let themselves loose, go for the more aggressive style plays, they can take those aim battles. And against Serbia, I feel like they'll have a little bit more freedom to be able to really bring the pain, try and do some damage here and connect those shots that will allow them to get the entries onto the sites. Indonesia looked very strong when they went for that. A lot of them seemed very crisp. Like, some of the aim we saw from was on par with a few of the German players. So if I now as well warmed up from following on from the game versus Germany, potentially they do have the ability to rack up a fair few rounds on the board now.
Yeah, 100%. There we go. It does seem like that the pause is going to... No, it hasn't concluded, but yeah. Come on. I didn't ask you for a prediction on the previous map. Obviously, I think it's safe to say we all predicted that the Germans would somewhat win that game, but give us a prediction for this one, even though it is at 3 versus 2.
I believe Serbia will probably be the ones to take the lead here and finish on top with the win. But I reckon more so along the lines of a 11-16 scoreline, somewhere around that.
Okay. So 11-16, 11 to Serbia.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put my neck on the line. I'm going to say 16-9 to Serbia, not that much of a difference. But yeah, Serbia have a chance to add to their lead now that they've got these weapons in hand. They're, in fact, all going to be stampeding straight towards Axel. It's going to be Rizzo with the Tech 9M. He's looking to spray down his opponents. Out comes the USP, and he will. Oh, so close to making it a hat-trick. He does. Can he make it 4? Yes, he can. Phenomenal play from the Serbian. And Kassad will get the 5th as well. 4-2.
That's beautiful, and that's the thing with his B defense. It's such a crucial role. They went so fast there to attempt to overwhelm him, and he stuck his ground like an absolute turret, just railing through them all, picking up 4 frags there. That was beautiful. That's what he needed, giving his teammates enough time to rotate over. Kassad there easily blowing away the last member of the T-side team, and that's just beautiful. Really good play from him there.
Yeah, I was worried at one point. Axela looked like he got caught with his pants down, but credit where it's due to his teammate, his right-hand man. And there we go. There's the boost into the small ladder room on short, and it looks like Emmy's actually going to go aggressive. We see Flusher play this position a lot, very effectively for Fnatic, but he spotted the men, he's relayed the information to the rest of his teammates, and now he's falling back.
And once again, very aggressive on that mid control. They're always there, very snappy. They get the smoke up, go for the push, and then see where the round will take them, depending on the picks they can get. And Casad is in a nice position to really try and hold him back here. Spraying away, but he won't be able to do it. FLX takes him down. Kinga does get one, but it's not going to be enough, Kaino.
No, it isn't. Rosal gets one. In fact, it's frags almost all across the board for Indonesia. They want to get revenge for that last round on the opposite side of the bomb site. Sofung with his second, and Misty as well will chop off the face of Letny. And Serbia have no idea what just hit them over on that A bomb site.
Yeah, really fast stuff there, Dave. Gone in and just busted their way through connector. One player, of course, going through window as well that allows them to catch Casad off guard and then just take the site from the inside out. It's really good stuff from Indonesia, though.
Yeah, you can't help but feel, though, that Indonesia, if they maybe hadn't managed to get into the position at mid to execute those smokes and push up connector, that could have gone a little bit differently. So I'd like to see Serbia maybe play a more aggressive defense, like we saw work very well for them when they actually pushed a man through Palace, for example. Get that information and basically choke your opponents. Don't give them any breathing room.
Yeah, and just as you said, here's the thing. They know that the Indonesian side usually play for a fairly default setup at top mid here, but they've gone for the push and worked this out. So they know it is going to be the A-site take now with the smokes. They know it's going to be true. They've lost an awful lot of players, and Letny is trying to do some damage, trying to hold them back, firing away rapidly. He will be able to get one onto Frost, but Emmy so far away, he's got to be quick here.
Axela looked like he wanted to push through the smoke, but instead he is going to pick up an M4. And what I like from Serbia here is they've also got people to potentially come from A ramp, so they can try and surround these Indonesian players.
That's very true indeed. Once again, three players in nice angles. As you said, Emmy will get one onto FLX, but he will get picked off, and two of them drop in very quickly. Only one left on the Serbian side, and he's not alive for long, as he will get picked off.
It's a very, very solid start, to be fully honest with you, from Indonesia. When you're on the terrorist side of Mirage, going into your second half onto the more favoured CT side, you're not really expecting more than maybe 5 or 6 rounds, regardless of recent nerfs. So Indonesia, the fact that they've got 4 rounds already so early on is looking good for them.
Yeah, they're doing an awfully good job. And I mean, potentially here, depending on how Serbia play this, this could almost be a free round. They've not got a lot to work with. They're only on the pistols for the save. And Indonesia, they love that mid-control very on. They're working it once again. The players going underpass. One holding the ups as well. And this is going to be critical as 2 of the CTs push straight into his crosshairs. And FLX can capitalize on it, ripping them both to shreds.
Yeah, FLX does what FLX does best. And to be fully honest with you, it's not exactly a chore up against unarmored opponents. For me, there's only going to be one winner to this round, and they go by the name of Indonesia, and it seems like the bomb pump might even go down over here towards B.
Unless might be caught off on guard if he doesn't check his left angle. Casad is lying in wait, just holding it. Absolute patience from the man here. This could be fairly big. It's all about the timing here.
Definitely knows he's there, because Alessa was pulling the trigger on that AK-47. I think Casad's just waiting for him to maybe walk into his crosshair. Kingo will hit the floor, and now it's just a case of finding this last man.
Casad just buying his time, just holding in. Patient.
He's gonna get the kill. Oh, no, he isn't.
Unfortunate there, snap ripping him to bits.
Yeah. But again, going on into the round prior to this one, we said we wanted to see a more aggressive defense from the Serbians, and we actually saw Indonesia execute again on towards that A-bomb site. They catapulted the smokes down, they smoked off areas like the top of steps, CT spawn, jungle, and really you can't allow your teammates, your opponents to do that, because the second the flashes come over, they've covered those crucial spots, and it's incredibly tough to prevent the attack on the A-bomb site. But this is interesting. We could see an A fake, because the bomb has been left outside of B.
Yeah, and this is the thing here as well. They've gone for the site take every time they've done the smokes. So, of course, Serbia going for the fast rotate immediately to that A site, whilst, as you said, the bomb is going to be rotating off. Everyone is so confused now on that CT side.
Yeah, Serbia over-rotating. It's pretty much the entire Serbian army over towards the A-bomb site, but Indonesia, they need to act fast and furious before the Serbians realize it's frags traded, and Misty's going to lead the charge here towards B. And Jackie, surely they're going to plant, but Axela has actually realized exactly what's going on. He's gone from mid to underground, and he's getting behind them.
Yeah, they wasted far too much time there on the rotate. It needs to be a little bit snappy at the tees, but it's paid off for them. Frost and Alessa being able to get 2 frags. Emmy's gone for a very fast push through the smoke, but it might not work out too well for him. Caught a bit of a crossfire there between two of the T's, and the last man standing only has 3 HP, forced to run away and hold on to that weapon for another day.
Yeah, right decision in my opinion. But again, questions need to be asked of this Serbian defense. I mean, they didn't even spot the bomb, as we know, because the bomb was left just outside the B hall. So why the over-rotation? Even if smokes and flashes do come over, not even that much was thrown from Indonesia, to be fully honest with you, but they bought it.
I mean, this is the thing, though, with Indonesia. Whenever they gone for the O-takes, they conditioned Serbia into believing. Whenever they did the smokes and they did the flashes, they were going to go for it. They've done it without fail every time they've utilized that utility and gone into the site before. So, of course, you know, imagining, right, they've done the smokes, they're going to execute. This time around, of course, going for the fake. And it's interesting that they did rotate every player off, but it's a risk that they've gone for, and it hasn't paid off for them, unfortunately, on the Serbian side.
Massive, massive disappointment if the home team in Serbia. They are favourites for this game as well. They do end up getting knocked out of the group so early on. We've got Kassad again at mid, only with that silenced USP. Letny, of course, with the AK that he saved from the last round. And what do you think of this? Going very aggressive down A round.
I mean, this could be interesting, but we do see one of the Indonesian players holding the angle, but unfortunately looking the wrong way. He's able to get the pick onto Frost, and this is good. Finally, they've got an advantage on the board. They're the ones getting the first pick, and they can back off now, just play for trades and take things slowly.
Definitely can. Oh my God, Emmy's going to actually assassinate Rosser. Oh, can't make it a double. Alessa gets the AK-47 headshot, and now with only these pistols, the question at hand is, can the Serbians hold off the incoming blitz from the Indonesians? No, it's going to be another AK-47 headshot. Kassad gets caught looking away. And 3 versus 2. Letny, he's the man with the firepower here, Jackie. He needs to make a difference.
Yeah, being able to get that first pick onto FLX is huge, but he has to keep that ball rolling, allowing his teammate to work with him. Soifong, watching L block, fires away a few shots, but he hasn't been able to connect to him quite just yet. Things are getting very hot on that B site. On gets one, and there's the second as well onto Letny. Unfortunately there for Serbia, they looked very strong, but at the last moment they've fallen short.
They have. Good B bomb site hold from them. Again, when it comes right down to the wire, it just seems like it's Indonesia that's coming out on top, and the Serbians just have no answer. And Serbians now, this is their chance. They finally got money. They've waited so long for this opportunity, Jackie. What do you want to see them do differently? They need to capitalize. Kassad has an AWP, so hopefully can finally lock mid down. But Indonesia up in the tempo into an almost empty A bomb site.
Yeah, charging onto that A site is a really good call. All of the other Serbian players are pushing their way up mid for the information play, but it's not going to matter. Kinder going absolutely massive with 2 headshots there. Kassad gets one as well onto Soifong. Alessa will chime in. Will it be enough? Only 2 of the Indonesian players left, and they are not looking healthy.
They're not. Letny's decided to rotate in from the steps as he climbs them. He spotted the head of one of these Indonesian terrorists. The question at hand is, how long is it going to be until the ticking time bomb of the retake decides it's time to hand the round over to Serbia? Kassad's coming in from the right, and it's going to be Letny to in fact get the M4 kill. And Serbia, the round they needed to win, they have done. Let's see whether they can finally step things up now.
And that's the thing as well, Indonesia going for that fast, snappy take onto the A site. They knew Serbia had the buy. They knew Kassad, you know, he hasn't had an AWP this entire game. He's tried to get an AWP so he can do a better mid-defense. Indonesia have conditioned him into playing like that. He knows that they'll smoke off short, then go for the mid-face and attempt to pick him off when he's only got a rifle. Now with the AWP in hand, this is where he can switch things up a bit, and it's great that they were somehow able to win that round. Kinga did an amazing job of defending the side.
Really aggressive at mid from Serbia, but in fact it's going to be frags traded left, right and center. 3 players, in fact all 4 players for Indonesia heading towards the outside of this B bomb site. And they're just waiting, I think, Jackie, for this smoke to dissipate and disappear away. And then Axela's going to have a lot of pressure on his hands, and with his silenced M4, no man seeing that kind of situation, he's going to fall back, and the troops are coming in.
Very close angle from there. It's not going to be too fantastic, but he will try and do his job. Gets one onto Soifong, almost gets the second, but he will get picked off, and the bomb will almost be planted. Backing off here, allowing the CTs to try and do their damage first. Doesn't want to risk anything, being caught with his pants down if he just tries to go for the plant.
FLX knows that there's going to be Serbians rotating from the kitchen, and in fact it's going to be Alessa to assassinate Emmy. Now, the question is, can they annihilate Kingo? He's the man of the moment for the Serbians. He's the man who needs to try and retake this B bomb site. He's trapped in the kitchen with the pots and pans. Can he do it?
It's going to be a bit of a risk for him. He does have 1 flash left on him, which looks like he's lining up. Goes for the jump through the window, but unfortunately it didn't work out for him. He's blinded himself, and FLX was able to switch around, hiding from the flash, and took him down.
Well, there we have it. Economy reset. Serbia. I said I wanted to see him capitalise, and they've not been able to do it on the more favoured CT side. And honestly, given the current scoreline, they're really, really going to have to play the game of their lives going into the CT half. But again, I guess you can claim that both of these teams are somewhat pugs still. So Counter-Strike is Counter-Strike.
That's very true. It all depends down to the lines of things. Letny donning the AWP over at mid and going for a cheeky shot, but he won't be able to connect on anyone just quite yet. Soifong with the smoke towards the A sites. Running towards jungle. And that bomb is very close to ramp with the other two players having mid control. They can work their way through if once again they're going to go for that pincer play towards the A site. Emi though was able to get a pick from behind onto Rasu. This is good stuff for Serbia, but they have to keep it up.
Yeah, I mean, we should have as well have called the fact that there is actually a player who's been spotted and connected, but oh my god, Misty comes in from nowhere, gets a headshot onto Kasad. Kingo cannot get any kills with only that 5-7, and now Letny has to go huge with this AWP. Misses the second AWP shot. He is going to get hunted down by the Indonesians, and now he's all alone in this 1 versus 3.
Yeah, really far out of position of only the AWP in hand in CT. Got to try and bob around. Trying to go for the wall bang, but it won't quite pay off, and the Molotov forcing him really far back. Is not a lot of an opening he can really do here.
No. I reckon he should try and save this AWP. I mean, realistically speaking, Serbia, they're on a downward spiral here. They can't really afford to lose any more rounds. Even if you fell back to CT spawn now, as you can see, one of the Indonesian players was already positioned in that jungle area. People through the window, and the bomb will go off. And the best he could really hope for there was to hold on to that AWP and maybe get the odd exit frag or two. And he's back where he came from, CT spawn. And there we have it, 9-5 to Indonesia. Who would have thought it? On the terrorist side of Mirage as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing, of course. Indonesia, as we were saying, they love these really aggressive takes, and they're beautiful. But that's the thing, they were taking it slow in a few rounds to condition Serbia and how they wanted to play, and they've done a fantastic job of being able to get the entries when they need to. Serbia right now, not looking fantastic. They've got a little bit of utility to work with, but 3 5-7s on the board, a P250 and an AWP. Really, Letny needs to just go absolutely massive here and somehow find them an opening to this round.
Sure, needs to try and get that first frag of the round. Maybe allow one of the other CTs to pick up a fallen AK-47 off one of the Indonesians if possible. We've got the mass majority of the Indonesians just crowding outside this B-bomb site. Smoke getting ready to go towards the opposite side, but look at this positioning from Axela. He could go huge here. If he can just get 2 kills with this 5-7, then this round could very well go in their favor. Can he do it? The question is, yes, he answers that question, and he gets a double, and the bomb has been dropped as well. He's going to very intelligently fall back now, play passive, and Kingo has gone unnoticed up mid as well.
Yeah, this is beautiful. From behind, laying down the law with that 5-7. This is huge stuff, and there's only one man standing. Crossed over at mid, firing away with that AK-47, is able to capitalize and gets the frag onto Kasad. Letny is very low. Tries to take the jump shot with the AWP, but he can't quite connect it. But, I mean, really, getting pushed from all angles. Kingo takes him down.
9-6 to Indonesia, to the terrorist side. But, it's a big but, if Serbia can win the pistol, make it 9-9, will that win that all-important first gun round? Then who knows what might happen. Again, on paper, we don't know too much about these Indonesians. They've proven to us, especially after seeing them play against, sure, it was a bit of a stomp on D2, but they proved to us that their T side's a lot more solid than their CT side. So I want them to prove us wrong. They're up against the Serbian side with a lot of individual quality and a lot of experience. They're not going to win this despite the lead if they play with a very similar CT setup to what we saw on Dust 2. So come on, Indonesia, show us what you're made of. 2 players in B, very passive approach on A and 1 person at mid.
The smoke's going over though from the Serbian side. Looks like they are actually going to be going for the full tank once the smokes have bloomed. Pushing out, Frost trying to fire away with that USP. Will connect 1 shot. That'll be enough.
Kingo looking to rally the troops as he pushes in with that Glock of his. Misty has actually been spotted, but it's going to be Soifong and Alessa who are going to chime in with kills. Soifong with 2, and the Serbians have been crushed. 10-6. The A-bomb site has been defended with ease. And Indonesia, I said I wanted them to prove me wrong. And so far, they have done.
Yeah, good stuff there. That's what they need. Getting that pistol round on the board, of course. You know, they're really blowing Serbia out the war here. They don't have a lot of the buffer with only 6 rounds. And with Indonesia being able to sort of, you know, begin to run away with things here, this could be very lethal against the Serbian side. Going for the Tech 9 play, though. 3 of them with Tech 9s, 4 of them with armor. And we do see a couple of flashes on the board. Potentially, they could find something to work with here.
About peak above that smoke. He's going to get the first kill, and he's going to actually make it a double. Can he make it 3 in mid-air? Yes, he does. Up against his armored opponents with only pistols. And Serbia, for them to get a bomb plant here, it's going to take a miracle. Unfortunately, Kasad ain't Jesus. 11-6.
That was pretty wacky. I mean, pushing up short, able to connect the first 2 just through the smoke, and then had a case of the spring legs jumping in the air when one of them pushed through connector, but it's worked out for him somehow, so fair play.
Yeah, Serbia failing to get the bomb plant on the initial pistol round, so they force bought up armor come the second round. Failed to win that one as well, so they're going to have to wait until the next round to kick things off with the first gun round. And at that point, in theory, you'd expect it to be 12-6. You can hear the crowd behind the Serbians. This is nothing like what we expected to see, Jackie.
Yeah, it's true. They're trying to fire him up, trying to get him to do some damage. But right now, it's Indonesia that are firing from all cylinders, and they are looking very, very drilled.
Serbians piling up towards the mid-area. Only one person outside of B, though. Here we go. Connector rather has been opened, but Alaz's waiting in jungle, pulls the trigger. Only can get one kill, though. This is great pistol work from Serbia. Maybe they can get the bomb down and get a small cash injection. Soifong is on the rotation with his submachine gun, gets one, and FLX says, I'll get one as well. 12-6. It looked promising at the start, but again, no armor on those Serbian terrorists, and not much we really expect them to do. And this is the point where they need to step things up. This is the point where they need to show us what they can do with these AK-47s.
Yeah, on the first full by round here, of course, Soifong is going to be the man to dom the AWP, working his way, I believe, towards mid-window, breaking the vent. Actually, looks like he'll be rotating over towards the B site. Yeah, going to be facing from short, potentially, here. Unless for the cheeky face, seeing if he can spot anything here, but nothing just quite yet.
Yeah, a lot of smokes from Serbia, because smokes really important. A map like Mirage, and there we go. Misty decided to actually push Palace, which is something we saw Serbia do on the CT side. It was Kingo. This time round, he's been massacred himself, and now it's a man advantage in Serbia. Can they take advantage of this? That is the question. They can't afford to allow Indonesia to return the frag. They're rotating round now towards the A bomb site now. If they can smoke off a lesser in connector, they should be able to take off the A bomb site, because there's only one defender.
Yeah, just one man there. Alessa, he is trying to hold connector. They do love the split pay when they go for the execute, so he is just lying in wait, ready for it. But this could be absolutely lethal against the Indonesian side if they do go for the all-out push. Not a lot of smokes on them, only flashes. So it'll be interesting to see how they go for it. Rushing all together as a unit here.
Off grenade comes in, and now Alessa, last line of defense over here on A, and he will get slaughtered. Soifong looking to rotate in and deal damage with his AWP, but he's pulling out Jackie, and he wants to save, or does he? Is he going to go for this? Do you reckon they should? They've got one person in CT spawn as well. If they can make this 2 versus 2, then they might decide to go for it.
I mean, if they can get the picks the next pick, yeah, it's worth doing. So working his way up towards stairs, looking around, connects the headshot. This is big stuff. They still have enough time here to work things. If they speed things up a little bit, but Kassad rotates round, gets the kill onto FLX. And Kassad does it again, getting 2 kills there, being able to keep Serbia in it to win it.
Really well played from Serbia. We can see Kassad rallying on the rest of his teammates. Doesn't want their heads to drop, of course. Serbia, at this point, Jackie, they've just got to take every round as it comes. Forget everything that happened in the first half. Forget the disappointing first half. Stick it in your heads that you are the better team here on the T side going into this second half, that you are better than the Indonesians. Just take every round as it comes.
Yeah, that's the thing. They just have to have that confidence behind them, that driving force to really do some damage. And that's the thing, even with the hype of the homegrown crowd behind them, trying to get them pumped up, trying to get them to do some damage, this could be really big for Serbia.
Sad. Outside the B bomb site, with that AWP of his, those smokes have allowed Serbia to get the mid-control. Really, mid-control is meaningless unless you can either boost into window room, get behind the CTs, get control of connector, or maybe push off short into B. So still, with a minute to go, plenty of sort of maneuver time for Serbia. They've got to be careful because Alessa's very aggressive here in connector, but Kingo's actually going to nail him in the head, and the Serbians march on.
Still firing along, but it's not going to do too fantastically as they all get picked off. 2 of them left standing now. The bomb is down in a bit of an awkward position. And they have to try and work out what exactly they want to do.
Yeah, Razor, we said he was the star man for Indonesia when we were watching their game up against the Germans. FLX is going to be holding the speed bomb site with a man in kitchen, his right-hand man. Meanwhile, the Serbians sticking together as a unit here before they decide where they want to head. It does seem like they have their hearts set on this B-bomb site, so if Kassad can maybe just peek and get this kill onto FLX, which is a very, very tight angle, and open things up, then he might go in his favor. Kassad knows that there are CTs looking to protect this bomb site. Oh my god, he is actually going to get killed. And surely now this final Serbian will also run straight into his death, and it has been confirmed. 13-7. The Indonesians win the 3-on-2.
Yeah, beautiful stuff from themselves. No reason to overface too much, just holding their angles, really close stuff, and they were able to do so. And Serbia, they just don't have a lot to go with now. A little bit of cash, once again, going for the Tech 9s, getting that armor in play. They want to try this fast, aggressive style of play that we've seen work for them a little bit. It just comes down to that last few seconds where they fail.
So here we go, a lot of smokes from Serbia. It does look like, Jackie, they are going to go for an A-set piece, but we can see how heavy this defense from Indonesia is towards this A-bombs. Like Serbia could be walking into their own downfall here.
Yeah, Indonesia are ready for this push. So blind there. Letney was able to slip into the site, but it's not going to pay off too much as he does get picked down. And they're just walking into their own death here, getting picked off one by one. Kinga does find himself a headshot onto Alessa, but it's not going to be anything at all as he gets picked off very quickly.
Cello will pick up the AWP. He actually got 2 kills that round. Credit where it's due to him. So 3 CTs will be forced to rebuy up. But Indonesia, they can pretty much smell the victory at the moment. Only 2 more rounds is what they need on the more favoured CT side. And Soifong, he didn't really step it up on Dust 2 for me, but my word, is he having an amazing game so far.
Yeah, he's running away with things. There's popping heads all over the place, and it is beautiful to watch. Serbia, once again, trying, seems to be a snappy play, essentially going for a contact here if they do slow down. Yep, everyone for a contact B, working their way towards FLX, though, with an aid in hand. This could be absolutely terrible for them if he does lob it in right now.
Oh, no armor on these terrorists, and surely it's not going to be a massacre here. Over towards B, FLX sprays and prays, gets 2, but Kassad should be able to get a bomb plant, and they have time to get in decent after plant positions, even though their opponents have more firepower. They've actually picked up 2 M4A4s.
Yeah, 2 M4s on the board for the Serbian side. If they hold their angles correctly, don't go for any cheeky faces, they should be fine. But actually, Letney goes one, and it pays off. He's able to get the frog onto Rosu. Kinga getting one as well, and this is absolutely terrible for them. Turning into a 1v1 now.
Oh, Kinga's going to do it! A round that Serbia had no right to win. Somehow, they pull it out the back, and they're not down and out just yet.
Beautiful stuff there. If they can keep this up, potentially they can find their crack and work their way back through.
Indonesians, they're finally on the receiving end of only being able to use pistols. What do you think they should do here? We obviously saw on Dust 2 up against the Germans, the Indonesians do some very sort of aggressive plays where they all push up mid, and it worked for them. And unfortunately that time round, they got caught out. The Serbians, they expected that their opponents would try to do so. They may have been watching their game up against Germany. They kept their distance, utilised their rifles and what they're good at, and they're reaping the rewards now.
Yeah, of course, I mean, that's the thing. You would expect it with the fact that they didn't have a lot of utility to work with, just trying to get that round over quickly, but going for the information. They knew, of course, they've got the buffer to work with 14 rounds on the board. They can go for more information style play, go aggressive up mid, see just what exactly Serbia do on a round like that. But as you were saying, the fact they were on the eco, just going for the hold, allowing the frags to potentially come to them, and it has paid off.
What's good for Serbia, though, is that FLX got a kill in an AK, but they knew exactly where he was hiding, and they will not let him save it. Good stuff from Serbia.
Yeah, this is a lot better. This is the Serbia we wanted to see. You know, we assumed that they'd really do an awful lot of damage during the pain early on, but it seemed like they were slipping a bit. Now they've started to warm up, and now we're seeing really what Serbia can unleash.
Yeah, but that question is going to continuously get asked and asked. Is it too late? As long as Indonesia haven't got 16 rounds, it's never too late. And as we know in Counter-Strike, anything can happen. Serbia looking pretty stacked at the moment, Jackie. We've got a few Molotovs up. Maybe we're going to see a few Molotovs lobbed down towards the van to try and burn that CT, or maybe in towards window. And what do you reckon we're going to see?
I mean, it's going to be interesting. This is the thing. It's how they take this round. They could potentially go aggressive here, but once again, they've just taken that step back, just holding, allowing Indonesia to make the first mistake. So we do see Kinga just holding the angle, seeing if they would go for the peak, and this is good from Serbia. They're just allowing them to really, you know, just gather the information, work out what they want to do here as they work towards that A site.
Letney tiptoeing up connector, Razor as well, holding an angle towards the A palace, but with the bomb just behind A ramp and the smoke's getting ready to be catapulted over, I do think it is going to be another A set piece attempt. There we go, there's the flash. Razor needs to go big, and he does get the kill, and now he's going to reposition himself. Alessa, oh my god, he's going to get caught, and the Serbians are going to take over this A bomb site. Soifong, is he going to wait for the rest of his teammate? No, he's going to be barbecued instead. And Serbia, they're going to get in terrific after plant positions. They planted the bomb in a great position as well. And FLX and Soifong have it all to do.
Yeah, FLX working his way through CT, though, potentially unaware of his position. Switches over there, though. He was locked onto it and takes him down. Alexa needs to hold off the stairs player, but it's not going to pay off for him.
Oh, boxes, and that forced the Serbian to push up a ramp. Oh, have they got enough time? They just about do. And so anticlimactic, the Serbians let it slip. And the Indonesians, as cool as a cucumber, despite being outnumbered, overtook that bomb site.
Yeah, big stuff from them there on the retake. Really beautiful textbook play, and they've been able to bring it back. Now, 15 rounds on the board for them. This is it. This is really go time. If Serbia are going to be able to do anything, they have to play flawlessly here straight on out to be able to have a chance to take Indonesia to overtime. And I don't know if they have it in them right now.
On the head, they have literally no room for error. Sad again for the AWP, who for me has really failed to make an impact.
Yeah, it's true. And I mean, he really is one of those players that should be able to do an awful lot of damage, and we've just not seen it come out of him this time. And a lot of pressure over on mid. Everyone ganging up for one person to start the fire, and it will all kick off. Crossfires across the board as everyone gets traded over. Ingo has to do some damage on the mid push, but it's not going to pay off. He will get taken down, and Serbia, unfortunately, will get beaten.
What can you say, Serbia? It started on the more favoured CT side, but that to one side overall, regardless of whether they started on the CT side or the terrorist side, I hate to say it, but their play was incredibly below par, especially on home soil. I'm quite disappointed in how they've done so far this event, to be honest with you. But congratulations to Indonesia. You know, let's take nothing away from them. I definitely didn't expect them to win this game, and they've proved us wrong. They had decent points on the CT side of Dust 2, and they've shown us that they're a very, very strong drilled Mirage side up against us, and on paper, very well stacked Serbia team. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they do in the rest of this event.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the thing. Their T side is just really well done. They're able to just get the entries and work really beautifully as a unit when it goes for their take. So fair play to Indonesia there.
What do you think the Serbians could have done differently? Because at one point, it felt like their CT side was just a helpless.
Yeah.
It was helpless at one point.
It's odd as well, because it seemed like a few rounds here and there they were able to collect the shots. They were able to be really crisp and, you know, looked really drilled, but they were slipping in and out. It's odd, as if they weren't just prepared for the full game.
Yeah, for sure. But anyways, guys, we are going to switch back to our analyst desk. I've been Kano, and alongside me has been Jackie. So analyst desk, over to you. Or maybe not. Okay, maybe not. So, Jackie, which other team are you looking forward to seeing for the remainder of this event?
Hopefully to see some gameplay coming out from the Russian side also, stuff like Poland as well. That should be really beautiful to watch, but yeah.
Yeah, Poland, obviously, I believe Poland won last year, didn't they? They had some Virtus Pro players like Taz, I believe. I don't think Pasha played, but I think they had Taz and Neo as well. But unfortunately, they're not a part of the Polish side this time around. This time around, the Polish side is more, obviously, from the X-Gamers 2 lineup. For example, Spero and Minais and Innocent. So still on paper, a lot of quality in that side.
Yeah, that's the thing. You've got some really high-tier players that can do damage, of course. They were always the second best Polish team, and hopefully now with sort of the experience they've had where, you know, it's been a fair while now, they should be able to do some damage here at this event, so hopefully we'll see them go fairly far.
I guess obviously something we've been talking about a lot, you know, both on Reddit, HLTV, the community in general, is why CSGO hasn't turned into a large esport in Asia. So to see an Indonesian team like this, who's obviously fought through the Asian qualifiers and managed to make their way into this stage and, of course, come out victorious up against a European team like Serbia, credit where it's due to them. But, guys, we are going to go over to the analyst desk. They're itching to talk. Trust me, we can hear them.
Thank you very much, guys. We do all we can to troll those two over there.
It's tough when people are talking in your ears.
Oh,
I've never
ever
experienced
over
it
there.
myself.
I don't know anyone corpse me.
Yeah, I think we've actually probably pushed Banks out of business right after all the...
What's going on
crash.
here?
Oh,
that
he's wiping his Serbian tears.
That breaks your
The
heart.
dream
doesn't
is
it?
gone, boys. Dream is dead.
Isn't that a disrespect? That's a crime, isn't it, over here?
Indonesia is
You can't
better than
disrespect
us
the
at
flag.
CS,
Put it,
basically.
mate, you'll get us all shot. Just come on. It's just... There we go.
It's okay. We messed up our own flag, like at the opening ceremony. So
Yeah, hang on. I've just held it upside down. I'm definitely getting wrecked now. Like. There you
I
go.
don't know
There
what
we
you're
go.
all doing.
Do you know what I was thinking during that game? I was thinking, what up now, Serbs? Woo! Indonesia all the way, baby.
So we didn't get a chance to talk to you in the pregame because they jumped in game on us. But and obviously I can't ask you how you think they're going to do. It's too late. But your thoughts. Obviously, it is your home team.
I would have thought they were going to do better than this.
Yeah.
Certainly, like this was terrible. I mean, yeah, they were a bit unlucky at the beginning with losing a couple of key rounds. They couldn't get their economy rolling and everything. But some of the stuff I've seen, I mean, I can say I can say I'm surprised. Basically, I'm used to seeing this, but you have on their T side a guy missing the window room smoke like 4 rounds in a row, pistol round, they missed the stair smoke, so like, it's pretty abysmal performance in all aspects, basically.
Yeah, I mean,
And they showed a lot of problems in all the clutch round situations. Like Indonesia on T-side got all the entries, but any time it was a 3v3, you knew Indonesia had a chance. Even when they were smoked out of the site, when the bomb was down, they always had a chance in the game.
I mean, that round when they were, that round with the last clutch round, when they lost a 3v2, you do not lose a round. Like that round, if played properly, not perfectly, you know, extremely, just proper CS, more or less basic CS, you do not lose a round like that.
Well,
and they simply like,
in
just
that round,
gave
if
it
you
away.
remember, what the key that triggered it all was the guy who was behind the bomb box just decided for free to peek the guy who's walking up those little steps there.
No one covered him, no one baited for
Unnecessary,
him. That's the basics of CS.
yeah, I mean, it was like they were in really good after-plan positions when they were on that particular round, but then it was like they were, like you said, they were passive when they didn't need to be. They let the guy come up ticket booth area, and then the guy behind the big box just said, "I better have a random peek." So it was just jittery, and they were really insipid in terms of their firepower. I was really surprised at how easy it was at times for Indonesia, but you know, Serbia made it a real uphill battle for themselves in that first half, where they just gave away so many T rounds. You know, just shouldn't be happening on Mirage.
And this guy for Indonesia, I'm not sure how you read his name, Solfong, he was very good. Like,
Oh,
he was
yeah.
consistently fragging all the time, and you saw Serbia actually amazingly couldn't match up even man for man. It wasn't even just like they missed the smokes and tactic. They were having difficulty just fragging.
Yeah, I was really taken aback. I thought Serbia were going to have this easily. So.
Now, again, not too familiar with this region when it comes to Counter-Strike. Why isn't, you know, we see some Eastern European countries, it's huge, right? And it definitely is embraced. Lots of teams competing to be the best team. It seems like your country maybe just, is there just obviously less population, but on top of that, why internet issues? What, because
I mean, we were
here,
actually
right?
addressing this. I was asking him how many people live in Serbia. There's a lot less than some of these countries like Ukraine, Poland, right?
Yeah, it's between 7 and 8 million probably, but everything's backwards here, you know. We had like more teams. CSGO was more popular in 2013 than it is now. We don't have a single team, like a real team in Serbia. We don't have that. Like, it's enough for you to see that I was playing for the national team, Kasa, these guys. We haven't been playing actively for a really long time, basically, but there's like nobody else who can step up more or less. So I think that's the biggest problem. Another problem that is that people here, not a lot of people have the PCs you need to have in order to play CSGO, you know, standard of life and everything. So that's a problem as well. But I think more than anything else, there's not a lot of young talents who are willing to work hard for it. It's like you have in every country, in every region, people dislike each other. I don't want to play with this guy. I don't want to play with that guy. And even if when they agree to play together, it's not for a long time, and they simply don't put the hours you need to put in order to compete, like even against Indonesia.
So what I'm taking from that, okay, is that it's like, what a nation that needed a hero, a people in need of hope. One man could help them, but he was making too much money on the analysis desk. Yanko is
Yanko, the traitor.
John Malkovich as Yanko.
It's not like your country is all over a different game, right? This isn't a League of Legends country. You know what I mean? Like you're not focused somewhere else. It's just
No, this country is all about the shooting.
Oh,
Did he just say this?
all right.
This country's
Welcome
all about
to the team.
shunting.
Yeah, this is one of the. I'm just going to stay on this. This is like, you ever know? You can see when it's coming. When you've worked with Duncan for a while, you know, you can sense it. Like it's so yeah, the shield
triggers go up.
Yeah.
All right.
Trigger
So
warnings. Trigger discipline, guys.
next match is going to be obviously the winners.
Yeah.
So that's going to bring us kind of a more traditional two set of teams that we're kind of used to seeing. Sweden versus Germany. Obviously, both still mixed teams, but again, I think we're going to see kind of a little bit more what we're used to in the sense of structure and set plays and those kind of things.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be the game of the day so far. Ultimately, you're going to see a very good Germany team going up against a Sweden team that has some big names in there. It's not so much like the caliber of the players that's in Sweden that's the problem. It's the blend. It's that team makeup that people are questioning. So it's going to be a very good game, I think. It should deliver.
I think you're gonna observe the next match, or you're leaving. But so your thoughts on this next matchup? So we'll be able to ask you after the break.
from what I saw, Germany looks pretty strong. Like, I don't know if you guys mentioned it at the desk, but these are basically 4 of the players who played for Penta before, so they can also be really well coordinated, and they're individually extremely skilled players. Pound for pound, the firepower is definitely there, maybe even a bit above the Sweden team. So it's going to be an interesting match. I would even say Germany's going to take it.
Okay. We do have some stats for this last match. So take a quick look at that real quick, and then we'll wrap up this segment. So there you can see, obviously overall score 16-9. Anything jump out, Duncan?
Well, I mean, like I mentioned, the Solfon guy's on 28 kills, a +11. So, I mean, he was quite obviously the man of the match, I think, there. In general, I was just surprised by across the board how well the Indonesian team was fragging. It wasn't just like that one guy carried them. They were actually man for man, in general, outperforming the guys from Serbia at fault.
And they also had a couple of decent strats, you can say. They went for that mid control. They actually, could hit their smokes when they went for that. They had that A fake where the Serbian players completely over-rotated, caught them completely off guard. So I'm positively surprised by Indonesia so far.
And Yank was saying, it's been a while since him and Kassad have been playing CSGO. I mean, he wasn't really playing CSGO so much in that match.
Oh, do we need to call security already to get you out of the building? It's unfortunate because, again, we talked about, it would be nice for Serbia to go farther because they are the home country. And we want to see Indonesia go farther because we want more, that whole region to be.
They also came farther as well. So
what was that?
They came farther and they're going to go further, Scott.
That is true. That is true.
And you are my father.
I'm not your father, Luke.
Yep. I don't know what you're involved with me for. Star Wars reference.
No, I thought you were saying something, so I didn't want to cut you off.
Just like you say, I definitely agree with that sentiment about Serbia. It would have been nice for them to go further, but they were kind of added into the mix at the last minute anyway, so they've had an opportunity to show themselves off, and like Yanko's saying, these players, maybe they're in the shop window a little bit. There's not really a lot going on in terms of CSGO and in terms of organizations, sponsorships, opportunities. So, maybe
something like this being here in town helps a little bit. Maybe a little exposure locally.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we could make a new team. It could be like some of these Serbian guys, Fox,